It's so subtle, and if you're not paying attention, you'll never realize it, but it's literally what makes the difference between needing a breakthrough and living in breakthrough. It's your favorite Dr. Honey, Dr. Faith Abraham, and welcome back to our channel. Listen, I know I'm in the car. I'm not in my normal spot because my daughter is playing volleyball and they are playing for state. Woohoo! So I'm about to go in, support her and the team, but I wanted to drop this thing for you because it's so powerful, it's so important, and as soon as you get it and you start implementing it, you'll see the biggest difference. And I can't lie to you, like literally this is what really shifted me. So, and I'll hopefully put it on the screen here, but you'll see my husband and I, we now have a company. It's been valued at $30 million. But here's the thing, you see the success, you see the glory, but you don't know the story. And the story is, before we got there, I was making only $9 an hour, even though I had my degree, even though I did well, even though, you know, I was qualified to do the job. And every time I would look for a job and I would go out for a job, I was literally overqualified and underpaid. So I was at the $9 mark. We've shifted, and it took a course of time. It did take years, but it has been a journey, and it's a journey that is well worth it. Do I have any regrets? Absolutely not. If I could do it all over again, I will tell you this thing that I'm going to share with you in this video would be the number one thing that I would start doing like immediately, because as soon as I started implementing this and rehearsing this, like within myself, when I'm talking to myself, when I'm getting ready, when I start feeling bad about myself, when I start feeling like things aren't coming together for me, when I start feeling frustrated, like all of that kind of stuff starts coming to me and like bombarding me and knocking me off of my you know, positive, jovial self. This was the thing that really began to build me up and started moving the needle in my life. And I know it's going to move the needle for you. So here's what it is. And I can tell you that specifically when I was just working my way up to the ranks, I knew what I wanted to achieve. I knew what I wanted out of my life. I knew how I saw myself. Like if I close my eyes and I practice visualization and I'm visualizing the same thing God told Abraham. He said, Abraham, go out, look up at the stars, as many as you can count. That is your lineage. That is your heritage. That is the number of children. Well, at the time that God told Abraham to do that, Abraham didn't even have a kid, a physical, literal kid. And he was old, way past 40s. So for those of you who are in your 30s, in your 40s, you're like, I don't have any kids yet. This is not good. I don't know what's good. Trust me. If God can do it for Abraham, he could do it for you. But let's keep going. If you understand that when God told Abraham to do that, that was God telling Abraham to visualize. That was God allowing Abraham to tap into the power of his imagination, and the power of his imagination to begin to build a belief, build a faith, build a conviction that would now shift Abraham from being barren and having nothing to being wealthy and surplus, and not only in things and land and cattle and sheep and all of that stuff, but also in children, which was the biggest thing for them, especially in that time period. And it literally is the story that you tell yourself. The story that you tell yourself is so powerful. It has the ability to move the needle within you. See, Abraham could have very easily been telling himself, I'm barren, I don't have kids yet, haven't had kids, I'm old, my wife is old, I don't know how this is going to happen, I don't know when it's going to happen, I'm just going to keep loving God, I'm just, you know, maybe it's never going to happen for me, maybe it's just not in the cards for me, I wish, you know, there was something that could be done, and all of this kind of stuff, right? Like this was the type of stuff that Abraham could have been telling himself in the type of conversation that he was having within himself, in his heart, in his subconscious mind, in his thought processes. And a lot of times we don't even realize that there's conversations that we have with ourselves. There's ways that we talk to ourselves that we don't realize, but is the reason why a lot of our breakthrough hasn't come, of the reason why miracles haven't transpired, the reason why our business hasn't moved the needle, the reason why we have this story that we keep telling ourselves. We have this way that we visualize and we see ourselves. So when God said that to Abraham, it was Abraham's chance to finally start seeing himself as no longer barren and actually having. And he did it through, hey, go look at the stars, right? But I'm telling you today that it's all about the story that you tell yourself. What do you rehearse about yourself? Do you tell yourself the same story that your grandma told you, that the bullies at school told you, that your circumstances told you? I'm one of those people who I'm quite competitive. So I did volleyball, I did track, I did speech and debate, I did like a lot of things in school, and I always wanted to win and I always wanted to be first, but it wasn't really how things played out for me, especially when I was playing volleyball. I started playing out volleyball, but we would win, but not that much. And it was really frustrating because I just wanted to be on the winning team. So I left volleyball and I went into track. And when it was track, that's when I really started seeing my success and when I really started seeing my ability to win. And so I started winning 4x4. I was doing long distance and I was getting medals, but it wasn't winning to the level that I wanted to win to where I could actually get a college scholarship. So I stopped running track and field when I got to college. And so that history, and then sometimes like when I would be in school and I'd be trying to make good grades and I would be trying to date this guy or have this person see me or, accomplish this or that, it just wouldn't pan out. And so that was kind of how my life was. And I realized, hindsight being 2020, that it came down to the story I was telling myself, and I would feel pity for myself. I would feel down. I would tell myself, well, it just didn't happen. It's not meant to be. It's for other people. Maybe it's not for me. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing because I like it and I enjoy it. Like after having so much defeat, I just started settling and being okay with not winning. And I know, because I know, and I'll put the chart on the screen for you, I know that your thoughts literally trigger emotions, and your emotions dictate the actions that you take. I know that rehearsal of the story that I was telling myself, I took myself out of the game. I took myself out of the running. I took myself out of what was meant for me because of the thoughts that I was having and the things that I was rehearsing within myself. So fast forward, I was looking for a job and I had went to school and I wasn't getting the jobs. I wasn't even getting interviews. When I did get a job, I got paid, little to nothing, especially having a degree in psychology and doing well. 3.6, that was a big deal back then. 3.6 still didn't matter. I started telling myself the same story again. It's okay. Whatever is meant to be will be, and maybe it's just not meant for you. So this was like the story of my life, and I kept saying this over and over and over again. And then fast forward, when I got into business, same thing. I would set goals. I couldn't hit the goals. The goals weren't met. And I just was like, you know what? It is what it is, like I should just let it go and just go with the flow. Guys, this is a lie. This is why you go from needing a breakthrough to needing a breakthrough to needing a breakthrough to needing a breakthrough, because it's not even about the goal or all the outside stuff first. That's second. What's first is the story you tell yourself, what's going on the inside. And I tell people all the time, if you can master what's going on in here, everything out here will fall in alignment. Will life be 100% and nothing bad will ever happen to you? Absolutely not. Life is filled with up and downs. Life is 50-50. It is what it is. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it's awesome, sometimes it sucks. But that is the total life experience of life. You can't have life without having the juxtaposition, the opposites, the good and the bad, the pain and the gain, the love and the heartbreak. It's just how the world is. And when we understand that, then we have the opportunity to now choose what we tell ourselves and how we visualize our life to be. Okay, my phone overheated, so I'm using my second phone. So I took the opportunity to start seeing myself and start visualizing myself in the free nation of imagination, where I wanted to be, who I was, who I knew I was called to be, who God had made me to be, what I saw for myself. And that is when things began to change. And I always had the opportunity to keep playing that story that I played in myself over and over again. But I also had the opportunity to tell myself that I am a mompreneur. I am a mompreneur, happily married, kicking butt, generating multi-million-dollar businesses, doing philanthropy, paying school fees for children who can't afford it in other countries, helping families out, donating to churches, donating to great causes, allowing my kids to study and take advantage of sports and things like that they desire. And it doesn't matter. Like, if it gets them a scholarship, great. If it doesn't, great. If it helps them to become better athletes, if it helps them think better, smart, whatever, it didn't matter what the outcome was. If they liked it, I had the provision, I had the resources to make it happen. People look up to me. I am influential. Got back to my YouTube channel, and in less than a year, I grew it to over 10,000 subscribers. I was able to monetize. Like, this is all the stuff, and I'm telling myself this, and even though it took a while for me to get to 1,000 subscribers, thank you to all my subbies, you know, I still would tell myself, man, I finally got my YouTube play button. Woo, that thing is beautiful. Man, that thing is clean. And my name is on it, honey. Next, my name is going to be in lights. Like, I would talk to myself like that every day. And then when I was low, I would really tap into the power of speaking good to myself, even though I didn't feel it. And then I would also have people and resources that I would play and tap into so that I could get out of that funk quickly so I could keep going. It's all about the story you tell yourself. It's all about how you see yourself. If you see yourself as powerful, you see yourself as achieving, you see yourself as accomplishing, it doesn't matter what you're seeing right now in the physical. As you believe it, as you speak it, so shall it be. It will come to pass. How long is it going to take? I don't know. But if you really are going to believe Mark 11:23-24, especially 24, where it says you believed that you have received, it is done, then however long it takes. It took David 16 years before he actually sat on the throne. He was anointed at the age of 16. He got to the throne at the age of 30, and he went through a lot of hell and high water before he got to the throne. Abraham, it took him 25 years from the time God told him to look up and visualize to the time that Isaac actually came through. Moses, he took him 40 years. Dude was in the desert, y'all. He started his ministry at 80. And here's a bonus for those of us who, and I'm included in this, we feel like, oh man, how come stuff didn't happen for us early on in life? How come stuff didn't happen when I really wanted it to when I started this journey? I started my success journey, is what I call it, in my 20s when I was still in college. I'm in my 40s and stuff is just now happening the way I've always dreamed and knew it was supposed to happen. And guess what? God is going to extend my life and extend my years so I can enjoy the success, the good success, like it says in Joshua 1:8, that is supposed to be for me and in my life. I don't care how long it takes. I just need to make sure that I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am here, I am crystal, I am clean-minded so that I can enjoy it. And that is the same for you. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Enjoy the journey. That journey is your story, and that story is going to encourage a lot of people. So listen, your breakthrough is all in the story you tell yourself. Tell me in the comments, because I'm scared my phone is going to die because the heat. But tell me in the comments, what's the new story you're going to start telling yourself? I want to hear it. Let's talk about it. And if you like this video, I have so many more videos about using your faith to create the life you desire to live. So like, subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to see you in the next video.